Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is a game week review for double game week 24. We're going to see how my team has done. Double game week 24, we're going to look it forward to double game week 25. Some of the transfer plans, some of the thoughts. And actually we're going to go look at all the way to blank game week 29 now because we have a confirmed blank. Yes, wow, long time no see. It's been 9 days since my last video. The meltdown that I had in my last video after the... I mean, I've never seen, in all my years playing FPL, that much panic caused by news 24 hours before deadline. I think that's what made it worse, because we've had news like that before. It's just it come way ahead of time. So we had time to process it. But this time, very little time to process. People had to make big decisions. Managers had to make big decisions on 24 hours. And I get it. I get it. For some probably went better than others, and still double game week's not over yet because we have the second game of the double to be played this week. I thought about making this video last week, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to spam the YouTube with another video. And plus I wanted to wait for the doubles and everything else so we can discuss everything on this one. It's probably going to be super long. I hope not. I'm going to try and keep it short as possible. I know it can get boring, but you know, what can you do? There's just so much to talk about, especially now. But yeah, let's just go to the fantasy app over here immediately. Let's go to fantasy. As you can see, I'm on 94 points at the moment. I did play the assistant manager chip because I was planning to play the triple captain before the news broke on Friday. So yeah, I did play the assistant manager chip on David Moyes. So we've seen the came out with 12 points on the first game week, but they're playing Liverpool now, so it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out because a lot of people played it on slot. I mean, some people sold Liverpool players to bring in slot, so that, I mean, it made sense for my team to bring in Moyes, and I also wanted to bring in Moyes because of I felt like the game they had at home was winnable against Leicester, and it turned out to be so. I'm currently on 12,000. I had a small green arrow. I think I was on, I want to say 15, 16k. I don't know. Anyways, it's a small green arrow. It's nothing amazing. But, and it could still become a red because you never know what's going to happen on the... A lot of people have played triple captain either way. So let's just go in here and we'll see. We'll go through the team. Yeah, a lot of people have different player combinations. Some people have more Everton players. I only went for Mikolenko, who might be injured, by the way, because he wasn't even on the bench on their FA Cup game. But yeah, let's just go quick through the team. I've got David Raya and Gabriel with both blanks. I kind of expected, but also, you know, in hindsight, actually, I thought maybe, I mean, it's all hindsight because Munoz, it feels bad that he returned 11 points and he's third on my bench. That's criminal. But he should have been second at least before Hall. I don't think I thought too much about that because I wasn't going to play him. But in hindsight, I should have thought, you know, I have Raya anyways in case Arsenal keeps a clean sheet. But I just feel bad of benching Gabriel because he can always comes with you know, a bullet header and get the returns. But it didn't turn out to be. He ended up on 2 points. Munoz not only got a clean sheet away at Man United, but also an assist. Ended up on 11 points. Did he get any bonus? I don't know. Clean sheet, assist, 2 bonus points. So yeah, amazing. A lot of people played him because they didn't have any other option. So that feels a bit bad, but doesn't matter. Konate, 6 points, no problem. Same with Alexander-Arnold. As I said, I didn't want to bring him in because I made my feelings clear so many times. But Konate, I had the money. I didn't need to, you know, shift a lot of players around. So I brought him in before the news as well. So that's why I didn't want to sell him again to bring in slot. It just felt, yeah, a bit stupid to do that. I brought in Mikolenko as well. He got a clean sheet, 6 points. Happy with that. I hope he plays the second game, although I don't expect much. I definitely don't expect a clean sheet against Liverpool, but if he gets 2 points, that's still, you know, better than nothing. On midfield, a bit disappointing, except Salah. Gordon with 1 point, and he seems to be injured and knocked, but I already sold Gordon. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Buemo with 2 points. yeah, disappointing. They played Tottenham at home. I mean, a lot of people, and they lost. That was a shocking game as well. Losing Tottenham at home. A lot of people brought Mbuemo and Visa in for this game, and both blanked, unfortunately. Palmer with 6 points. I mean, he got an assist, but nothing overwhelming. A lot of people are losing patience. A lot of managers losing patience with Palmer. But let's see. I'm going to keep him, definitely, because he also plays in the blank. And then Salah with 32 points as captain. If you triple captain him, even more. God knows. How many points did he get? 8. Yeah. So, plus he has another game week, which is against Everton. I mean, Everton, disappointing in the FA Cup. Very impressive in the Premier League. So let's see. This is going to be an interesting match. It's the last derby as well at their stadium. So it's going to be fun to see. Wood definitely, I mean, it was the first game of the game week as well. And I was just so happy to have Wood. Oh my God. It must have felt horrible for managers who didn't have him. Before the game week even starts, having it ruined by one player. I mean, what a legend he's been. There's no words to describe at this point. He got a hat trick and 3 bonus. What more can we say? I just don't know. And I'm actually, after all of this, I've been thinking all week. Not all week, even in my plans on the previous video, I talked about that I have the money to sell him for Watkins in case they get a double, which they did. They have a double. And I'm still contemplating that, because I'm definitely not selling Isak, even though he brought only 2 points. But now I'm thinking, like, should I? I mean, the fixtures are horrible, the short term, but it's Chris Wood. It's the Chris Nazario de Lima Wood, as I've called him. Yeah, Isak, 2 points, disappointing. Newcastle, disappointing at home. Who did they play? Fulham. Yeah, they lost 2-1. Not impressive. But then they were very impressive against Arsenal in the FA Cup and the Carling Cup, the second leg. Again, they have Arsenal's number. They dominated them, bullied them. Maybe that was in their head as well, because I would assume for Newcastle it's more important to get a League Cup than, just lose another Premier League games, because there are so many games left to catch up. And then Gakpo with 5 points. It's not much, but it's an honest work. So yeah, he got an assist. Hopefully he starts the second game, and hopefully he brings something for me, because he's actually more of a differential. I know a lot of people had Salah, Trent and Gakpo, so they sold Gakpo to get Slot because they didn't want to sell Trent. And Trent might be injured. I don't know. I haven't heard any more news on that. So I'm hoping that Gakpo, if Liverpool returns big, he returns big the second game, because he would be a differential for me. And then David Moyes, as I said, legendary 12-pointer, 4-0, the clean sheet points, 4 points from the goals. So yeah, first game went well for me. I hope if they can get a draw in the second game for the table bonus as well, that would be a win for Moyes. But if he loses, I'm fine with it, I said. Yeah, so this is it. If I go to pick team now, let's look ahead to the double game week 25. The double have been confirmed now. It's Liverpool and Aston Villa. This is how the team is looking. So what I did is sold Gordon to Kluivert, because Gordon was dropping in price, Kluivert was increasing in price, and I had 2 free transfers. So I was like, I was going to bring Kluivert anyway, so I was like, I'm going to make this early transfer. And I did. The only problem now that I have is my attack, even without thought of bringing Watkins, my attack is so good that I have to bench one of them. And at the moment is Mbuemo, which I don't think it's going to end up being Mbuemo. I just don't feel good at all this game week, because Palmer biting away. I mean, I can't bench him. He's so highly owned. Kluivert, Southampton away. That's why I brought him in. That's why a lot of people are bringing him in and other Bournemouth players. Salah, captain, double game week, no-brainer. Rodgers, double game week, no-brainer. People are thinking of bringing Rodgers, those who don't have managers. And then on the attack, I have Gakpo, double game week, no-brainer again. Chris Wood, Fulham away. I mean, Chris Wood is highly owned again. Fulham are difficult, but, he could get something. And Isak against City away, and that City doesn't scare me. If it was the City of old, I'll be like, maybe I'll bench Isak for this game week. But with this City, I'm actually thinking, I'm almost convinced he's going to return. And then Buemo, West Ham away, but it's on penalties, and West Ham not the most convincing. So it's going to be a really, really tough decision to bench one of them. MOYES, now this is the thing. I have one free transfer left. And that free transfer is also, it's booked obviously on Unai Emery. Let's go here. So I have the money to bring in Slot. I just don't think I'm going to do that because I have 3 Liverpool players. I have to sell one of them. And I don't want to do that. Get a -4 just to bring in Slot. And I also want Emery for the table bonus as well. Because again, if they get a draw or if they get a win, it would be huge. But even if they get a draw, it's still bigger than having Slot. And their first game is Ipswich at home, which is a very winnable game. Even though Aston Villa haven't been convincing of late. They beat Tottenham in the FA Cup. Rodgers scored and assisted. Watkins wasn't there. He's been injured. So, yeah, I think I'm set on Unai Emery. The only problem is they have a lot of injuries. The Konsa got injured as well. So if you were thinking of bringing him in, I wouldn't. So this would leave him with 2.2 budget. And now I could, which sounds a bit stupid at this point, it would make this would make it so much easier if Watkins, is confirmed injured for this double, because I feel like I'm in a position to attack. I mean, I'm on 12,000 rank. That's pretty good already. So having 3 Villa, or 2 including the manager, and 3 Liverpool. But this is the thing. Oh wow, this is gonna get complicated a little bit. So let's say Watkins here. So I have the money to bring in Watkins. This would give me Rodgers, Watkins, Emery, and Salah, Konate, and Gakpo. That's amazing, right? And the rest of the team is pretty good. Anyways, as I said, benching headaches. But if I keep Chris Wood and just bring Emery, not only I don't have to take a -4, but I also save myself a transfer later on Game Week 29, because Aston Villa, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Crystal Palace are blanking in Game Week 29. It's going to be a blank game week, so 4 teams are blanking. Now, I went through, I'm not going to go through this right now, because I'm going to make another video, talk about that. But just quickly, so I have 3 Liverpool players. Now, 3 Liverpool players, I have Isak and Lewis Hall from Newcastle, and I have Munoz from Crystal Palace. So a lot of players are going to blank. Now, initially I was thinking this blank game week is going to be bigger than I actually thought. So I was thinking of playing the free hit, but now I'm like certainly almost 100% sure I'm not going to play the free hit, because I can definitely field 11 players with free transfers as well. If I, do my transfers, roll them, and just do them smart. I'm smart with them. So let me just go through this very quick. So Salah is going to be benched Game Week 29 because I have way too much value invested in him, and I want to keep him long term anyway, so no brainer. Isak also is going to be benched because Isak, if I go here, I bought Isak for 8.5 and he's 9.5 now, so there's just no way that I'm going to sell Isak. Cancel, yes. Let me go here again. So Isak is going to stay and Salah is going to be benched. Now I'm going to bench one more player, and that's going to be Rodgers, because also I have way too much invested in him and I like having him long term. He's been very valuable asset for me. Now that leaves me with Gakpo, Konate, Munoz, and Lewis Hall. That's 4 free transfers right there, which isn't that tragic. So Lewis Hall, and it's also players that I'm not like, I'm not like, oh, I can't sell this player. I'm very, very happy to move Lewis Hall. I'm very happy to move Konate. Munoz I would love to keep, but it's fine. I can bring him back. It's not that I have too much invested in him. So Hall would go for Milos Kerkez. Let's find here. That's a player that I want long term, so he would go for them. Konate would probably go because on Game Week 29, I think Nottingham Forest fixtures are very well, so I would want to bring Nottingham Forest. It would be Aina or Milenkovic, doesn't matter. Just see who they have in Game Week 29. I think they have an easy fixture. It's Ipswich away, and the fixtures after that aren't too bad. So I want one of their defenders for long term. Could be someone else, but I'm just saying at this point, just planning ahead. And then Munoz would be sold to another, I don't know. Doesn't matter who it would be. It can't be one of the blanks. I had planned someone in my head, but I forgot now. Let's just say, it can't be Crystal Palace. So who cares? Just put on a defender there from United here, because we'll figure that out later. Okay. So that's 3 transfers, and then is Gakpo. So Gakpo, I know it's probably going to be most likely for the legend Mateusz Cunha, if he's fit and available, because their game week 29 is Southampton away. And even bringing him a game week before for Everton at home. This run here, Everton home, Southampton away, West Ham home, Ipswich away. So this would be planned. And now I have 11 players that would play, and I would bench Isak, Salah, and Rodgers. This isn't too bad. And I would have, the likes of double Arsenal defense. I would have Aina. I would have Kirkes. I would have Buemo, Palmer, Kluivert, and Chris Wood and Isak. The only other problem is Chris Wood's match. I have to decide, okay, Fulham away, I can play him. Newcastle away seems like a difficult match, but I don't know. Would you play him all of these games? I could bench him in one of the game weeks if Aston Villa, but they're playing Chelsea at home, Crystal Palace away, to play Rodgers. It's not amazing. So that I have to make a decision on, but it's just too much thinking now. But just to have a thought, think about if you're making transfers. So if you want to bring in Aston Villa players, think about that. That's not only costing you transfer now, but it's going to cost you transfer out in game week 29 if you're not playing the free hit. If you decide to play the free hit now and you have way too many players that are going to blank, I understand that. But I certainly don't, so I'm not going to play it, and I'm going to ship the players I need out from there. And then we'll see when we play the free hit. There's no time, no point of thinking too much ahead. But yeah, this is it. As I said, this is the team, and Emery is going to be instead of Moyes there. Pretty much it. I think I'm going to keep Wood now because I really want to bring in Watkins. But yeah, not only I'll get to -4, but it will cost me a transfer, as I talked about later on as well. I don't know. I mean, I could facilitate it because one more transfer doesn't 5 transfers up till game week 29. And it's not a tragic to take him another -4 anyways, but these are my thoughts on it. Let's see how we do on double game week 25. I hope Unai Emery, I mean, Ipswich at home is pretty winnable, but I hope he gets something against Liverpool. A draw I'd be super happy with. A win, I mean, it's unrealistic, but yeah. If you've kept Slot, or if you brought him Slot, you don't need to make any transfer because then you have him for another double. If you want to bring Aston Villa players, as I said again, Rodgers is more feasible. Don't sell Isak for Watkins, please. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you could, but I wouldn't do that. It just feels, short-term thinking, and you're putting yourself into trouble later on. Rodgers, it's fine. I think if you have the likes of Ahmad or someone else, you can switch him to Rodgers because it's good and he's a double, and he just scored, as I said. He seems decent asset, but you also have to think long-term on game week 29, as I said. Yeah, this is it. I think this has gotten long enough. I wish I would have talked more about how the team did and in football in general, because I was very impressed with Liverpool against Bournemouth. I said that if they win this game in Everton, the title is probably, over. And I thought they were going to drop points against Bournemouth. Maybe that was wishful thinking as an Arsenal fan, but they look very convincing. So kudos to Liverpool. And let's see how they do against Everton, which they're probably going to win, I assume. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll be back with a team selection. Double game week 25 on Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to put the video on Thursday. And then we'll talk about also what happened on the second game of the double. But yeah. Thank you again. I'm sorry this went too long, but there was just too many thoughts. I had to put them out there. Yeah. Thank you for coming back. Please like and subscribe. We lost a subscriber this time. I don't know why, but maybe somebody deleted the channel or somebody was pissed. But please help us grow. help me stay motivated to keep going, and will help me a lot. I enjoy doing it anyways, but yeah. And I'll see you on Thursday for team selection. Double Game Week 25. Bye. Subscribe. Come on. Just do it. I'm waiting. Just do it.